Good afternoon and welcome to the Nottingham Wildcats Arena for WBBL Championship action between the 6 and 5 Nottingham Wildcats and the 8 and 0 Sevenoaks Suns. Both teams into the last month of the regular season and have gruelling schedules ahead of them. Nottingham now do have tomorrow afternoon off after the game against the Oakland Wolves was postponed due to COVID-19 protocols. And as for the Suns, they will return on Sunday in a top-of-the-table clash against the league leaders, the London Lions. And Coach Len Bush's side start this game off in a run of 6 games in 10 days. And before today's game, I caught up with both head coaches. Now here, pre-game with Sevenoaks Suns head coach Len. Len, off to an 8 and 0 start in the league. How do you think the team are progressing? Because obviously that late start just pushed you back a little bit.
I think we're starting to get a little better. We're nowhere near where we want to be yet, but every game we play, we find some things to work on and get better at. And we've got a bunch coming up in the next 8 or 9 days, so we should get a lot better.
Yeah, just talk about where you think you're a little bit behind, maybe the 8 ball, and perhaps where you are normally towards the middle to back end of the season.
Well, I don't think we're that far behind, but we did have a break, and it was only end of February when we came back and played our first game in 2021 after a few practices. So I'm going to guess and say we've probably had about 12 practices and the 7 games. So I think we're right. We're okay. We're right where we should be.
And obviously you've got this big run coming up with 6 games in 10 days. So how efficient do you need to be just to try and manage everyone physically, just to get through this long stretch?
I think we'll get through it no problem. Everybody's pretty, we've got a veteran team and they know how to take care of themselves, and everyone will get the rest they need and they can do it. We'll be okay.
And obviously you played Nottingham once before. It was way back in the Cup semi-final, really close game. Is anything you can take from that into today, and what do you want to see from your side this afternoon?
Just that no matter what Nottingham has done, who's playing, who's not playing, we know that they come out to play hard against us for some reason. Well, like most of the teams in the league. So we're not taking them lightly at all, and we'll be ready.
Well, Len, thank you very much for your time and good luck this afternoon.
Okay. Thanks.
Here with Nottingham Wildcats head coach Kenrick Leiber before the game. Kenrick, back at home, first time in a month. If we just have a look back, how do you think the team reacted from the trophy and obviously that game in Caledonia? Now you've had a bit of time to reflect on that period.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're still trying to figure some things out. It's a big piece to lose a talent like Jasmine out of the team, but we got a lot of pieces, and we prided all year on having different players that can do different things. And I think you saw a little bit of that in Caledonia. Now today we've got to go again, and we've got to make sure we're ready.
And really, obviously, you're talking about people stepping up. How is it important that the seniors take a leadership role in this team? Because obviously Jazz was the captain as well. Obviously you've got Siobhan that knows what she's doing, but the others to step up and help facilitate that for the youngsters.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, look, we've got a team that's been quite stable over the last few years. Even though we've got some young kids in there, they've been here for a little while as well. And we just have to get more people taking responsibility in terms of leadership. You're right. You got Chelsea, you got Simone, you got Tia. We got players that are going to do that for us. Mo's really slotted in nicely and is a consummate, team player, and she's kind of shown that. And, we just got to keep being better.
And obviously you played Sevenoaks once before. It was the Cup semi-final. I know it was a while back, but is there anything you can take from that game that you want to build on into today?
Well, you know that Sevenoaks are going to do what they say they're going to do on the tin. They're going to be competitive. We weren't happy for periods of that game in the semi-final, even though we gave ourselves a shot to win it. Today, we just got to keep getting better. Keep playing better defense, keep sharing the ball, keep finding ways to put the ball in the hoop, and just stay together when things don't go as well, because there's always going to be the time when it doesn't go as well.
Well, Kenrick, thank you very much for your time and good luck.
Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome back to the Nottingham Wildcats Arena. Just heard there from Coach Kenrick Leiber. So the news for the Nottingham Wildcats Unfortunately, Jasmine Joyner did tear her ACL in the WBBL Trophy Finals, so unfortunately that will be her season done. Managed to catch up with her before the game and she is in good spirits, and but obviously it is a blow for the Nottingham Wildcats. Sevenoaks Suns are due to be at full strength this afternoon, so no injury worries, as you heard from Len Bush, starting to get back into that rhythm. And the Suns, of course, yet to lose in the league, and the only loss of the season, in fact, coming in the WBBL Cup final to the Leicester Riders. As alluded to in those pre-game interviews, these teams did meet back in early December in the WBBL Cup semi-final. Score was Sevenoaks Suns 69, Nottingham Wildcats 67. The leading scorer for the Suns was Renee Bush with 23 points, and then Janice Monacana with 18 off the bench. As for the Wildcats, it was Chelsea Shumper, leading scorer, with 23 points, and Jasmine Joyner had a 20-point, 11 rebound double-double. So those are stats that the Nottingham Wildcats will need to fill in from the rest of the team. Starting lineups this afternoon, as both teams have entered the huddle with about a minute till tip here at Nottingham Wildcats Arena. For Nottingham, it will be 1 Chelsea Shumper, 8 Tia Freeman, 12 Moa Lundqvist, 21 Praise Egberiva, and 24 Simone Costa. As for the Sevenoaks Suns, it will be 1 Lavinia De Silva, 8 Renee Bush, 20 Tiani Clark, 22 Kat Carr, and 31 Irene Garrido Perez. This is the second WBBL fixture of this Good Friday. Earlier result from the UEL Sports Doc, it was the London Lions 87, Essex Rebels 66. So London continue to heap pressure on Sevenoaks ahead of what will be a big game from Barking on Sunday afternoon. Both teams just finishing their final instructions as the buzzer tips down 2-0, and both coaches still using that little time they have. So for those of you that maybe haven't seen many WBBM games this year, just a few key people to look out for both teams. For Nottingham, it is their American point guard Chelsea Shumper, comes in averaging 21 points per game and 5.5 assists a game, and also leads the team in steals at just over 3 a game. And with the absence of Joyner, they'll be looking for Moa Lundqvist to step up in the front court. Lundqvist, one of the new additions to the Wildcats this season, coming in averaging 10.6 points per game and takes over the leading rebound for the Wildcats in Joyner's absence at 8.5 a game. As for the Suns, the ever-reliable Kat Carr comes in averaging 18.3 points per game, 7.4 assists and 7.5 rebounds for Coach Len Bush's side, and joined in the backcourt by the ever-reliable Tiani Clark, 11 points, 4.5 assists and 8 rebounds a game for Tiani. And you'll see GB international Janice Monacana off the bench for the Suns in a role she has adapted all year long, as Nottingham are the first team on court and ready, and the Suns wearing their purple kit, just going through final instructions. And a slight hold up as the referee just sorts clothing out. It'll be Praise Egberiva and Lavinia De Silva that will contest the jump ball, as everyone continues to show their support for the Black Lives Matter movement and equality throughout all aspects of life. And it'll be Neil Wilkinson to throw the jump ball up, and Nottingham win the tip and will get us underway for this WBBL league clash, now into the final month of the season. And it will be a busy month for both these sides as Costa open off the screen, kicks it to Lundqvist, her short corner jump shot just a little long, and it'll be Tiani Clark to pull down the defensive rebound. And Kat Carr and Renee Bush not on the same page, rare turnover for the Suns, and it'll be Tia Freeman going the other way to lay it home 4-2. Sevenoaks are the team that average the least amount of turnovers in the game. In the league, averaging just under 13 a game, and Simone Costa looking nearly for a second successive turnover but can't get hands on it. And Kat Carr slips off the screen, tries to feed to Silva down low. She is tied up, and Suns will retain possession, but just 4 seconds left on the shot clock for the Suns to work the baseline out of bounds ball. And it'll be Tiani Clark to inbound it. Simone Costa picks off the inbound, and the Wildcats have a 3-on-2. Costa with Egberiva trailing, but Costa loses the handle. Luckily for the Wildcats, Tia Freeman there to pick it up. Lundqvist down to Egberiva down low. Knocked away by Tiani Clark. Good hands digging down, and it'll be Kat Carr to start the Suns transition. Garrido Perez will spot up from 3 and knock it down. And on their third possession, Sevenoaks able to open their scoring up. Garrido Perez, 41% three-point shooter. His jump up misses the layup. And Suns again in transition. This time it's Renee Bush wide open, opposite wing. And her 3 rims in and out. Renee Bush made 5 triples in that cup semi-final as Lundqvist goes to work on Kat Carr in the post, a little too strong. And Sevenoaks again looking to push in transition, have a 4-on-2. Garrido Perez will take the jump shot off the side of the backboard. And both teams looking ahead early. Shumpert to Costa. She gets ahead of the defense and lays it home. So Nottingham Wildcats, 4 early points, all in transition. And they are back into a 1-point lead, 2 minutes gone in the first quarter. Garrido Perez, and Carr's the one flashes the high post. She sets her feet from 3, takes long attempt. De Silva can't pull down the rebound, and again Wildcats looking to push. It's Shumpert, her sides against shooting the step back, slings it underarm cross court to Costa. She rejects the screen, and she'll take the tough turnaround jump shot, and Suns able to pull down the uncontested defensive rebound. Garrido Perez from the elbow pulls up, and she can't connect on her first 2-point attempt of the afternoon. Shumpert rejects the ball screen to her right, takes the step back 2, and the Wildcats leading scorer got herself off the mark, and the hosts out to a 6-3 lead, 3 minutes gone in this first quarter. Carr now working on Shumpert. It's going to back her down, take the little turnaround from the low block, and Kat Carr able to respond. This is the matchup between the second and third highest scorers in the league, as Tia Freeman able to get all the way to the rack and lay it home. Wildcats looking like they're going to try and set up in a bit of a full court press. Costa guarding Kat Carr, all 94 feet. As De Silva now in the high post, going to drive, lose the handle, and comes back off her leg. And it'll be a Nottingham Wildcats ball. But as I was saying about scoring, London Lions league leading scores at 85 points a game, followed by the Wildcats at 79.5. And then it's the Sevenoaks Suns in third place at 76.5 as Lundqvist finds Egberiva down low. She's working on De Silva, leaves the layup a little short, but Moa Lundqvist there for the offensive rebound. She's able to kick it out to Chelsea Shumpert. And with 10 on shot clocks, Wildcats going to pick and roll. Costa gets all the way to lane, misses the wide open layup, but Egbariva in for another offensive rebound, and Wildcats trying to kick it out. Forced turnover, but that will be an early timeout for Coach Len Bush, and he seems disappointed with the transition defense and the rebounding from the Suns so far, and he will use his opportunity with 4:26 gone in this first quarter to talk it over with his side. Welcome back to the Nottingham Wildcats arena after that Sevenoaks Suns early timeout. Both teams heading onto the floor with the same starting five, so neither team yet to head to their bench. We'll see what Coach Len Bush and the Sevenoaks Suns have got out of the timeout. Looked like starting an isolation set for Tiani Clark. She drives in on Tia Freeman, and Tiani Clark will head to the line for 2 shots. Clark, an 80% free throw shooter on the season, coming in, also closing in on the 1,000 point mark in her career, and she's able to make both. And the Nottingham Wildcats lead trimmed to 1 early on. Shumpert looking for the ball screen, tapped into the backcourt by Kat Carr, but Shumpert able to retain possession. Is going to shoot the pull-up three, just a little long, and Kat Carr able to just about track down the rebound. Nearly fell into the hands of Praise Egbariva as Renee Bush lines up the transition three, and she's able to knock it down. And Renee Bush, a little bit cooler in the month of March than the rest of the season, but still a major threat from beyond the arc, shooting 38% from downtown. That mark was at 50% just a couple of weeks ago. De Silva trying a hard hedge. This time Wildcats working high-low. Lundqvist gets it back, and off 1 foot, Moira Lundqvist able to get it to go. And we are tied at 10. As Mariam Olawayan will go to the scorer's table, and she looks like to be the first sub of the afternoon, as Clark blows by Freeman, loses the handle, and referees call another deflection, and it'll be another Sevenoaks Suns turnover, their 5th of the afternoon. And this is a team that again only averages 12 a game, so an early problem with the Suns offense. And it'll be Tia Freeman taking the break as Olawayan checks in for the Suns. Lundqvist was briefly open, but she doesn't shoot many threes, so puts the ball on the floor. Now with the Shumpert, she's going to go baseline, wrap around pass to Costa, gets Garrido Perez in the air but can't take advantage. Shot clock down to 3. Costa travels in the paint, and good defense by Irene Garrido Perez to keep Simone Costa in front. And it'll be Janice Monacana that checks in for Garrido Perez. Sevenoaks Suns really using 7 or 8 players in their rotation, and Coach Len Bush alluding to the fact that he's going to need everyone in this stretch, so going to require some of the juniors to step up. As Monacana open on the pick and pop, can't get the 3 to go, but Clark pulls down the rebound, has to kick it out, and Renee Bush wide open again from 3. and Nottingham unable to match up off the offensive rebounds, and Renee Bush with her second triple of the afternoon as Egberiva able to get the ball down low, finds Lundqvist wide open underneath, and Moa Lundqvist up to 4 points personal. And this game in the first quarter continues to be a back and forth affair as Kat Carr was open underneath, but the pass deflected away and Wildcats unable to corral the ball, so Suns retain possession, but certainly early on this Sevenoaks side don't look as fluid as they normally do. Carr looks like Renee Bush going to be seeing as she's open, well defended by Schumpert, so Carr has to shoot the step back three, and Kat Carr able to make the Suns' fourth triple of this first quarter. And again, Wildcats looking to go inside. Egberiva face up jump shot just a little short. At the moment it's Suns looking to capitalise from the perimeter, and Wildcats trying to push the ball inside. De Silva now looking for Carr down low, nearly knocked away by Costa. 5 on the shot clock. Carr steps on the baseline, trying to pivot, and it'll be Shania Rose McDonald and Siobhan Pryor coming in for the Wildcats, and it'll be Simone Costa and Praise Egberiva taking a break. Siobhan Pryor obviously made the 1,000 point mark in the last game, so has joined that elusive club that Tiani Clark will be at some point in this season. Schumpert now guarded by Clark, loses the handle but knocked away by Clark, so she can keep the dribble alive. She pulls up the three, little long, and it'll be Lavinia De Silva to come down with the board. Long outlet from Kat Carr to Clark. De Silva rolling to the basket, knocked away by Schumpert and off the leg of De Silva. And in for the first time for the Suns is Hayley Miller. Miller had a really strong third quarter last time out for the Suns against Durham and had a big impact off the bench, and Coach Len Bush deciding wants a little bit more size inside with Miller this afternoon. Pryor looking for Schumpert at the top of the key, was briefly open but unable to find a good option. Gets the ball screen from Lundqvist. Pull up 2 from Schumpert just inside the 3-point line, and she's able to knock down her second field goal and bring her side back to within 2. Bush guarded by Olawayan, and Mariam Olawayan will be called for a little push, and that'll be the second personal foul of the game, first on Olawayan. And both sides making changes. It'll be Asha Andrews checking in for Tiani Clark, and Chloe Gaynor in for Moa Lundqvist for the Wildcats. So Wildcats down to just one starter on the floor with 1 minute and 11 left of this first quarter. Bush wide open off the inbound. Her three a little off, but Miller pulls down the offensive board. And Hayley Miller able to keep possession alive for the Suns. Second offensive rebound for the Suns, matching the Wildcats total, as Carr able to catch and shoot. And it'll be Miller called for the push, going for the rebound. But no real concern for the Suns. It's the first personal foul of the game. Now into this final minute. Gaynor believed the foul was on, they called the foul on Chloe Gaynor, in fact, underneath. Not quite sure what the call was, but referee decided Gaynor got a piece of the arm. Chano pulled down the rebound, so she'll be called for the personal foul. And the Suns still leading by 2 late in this first quarter. Monacana driving left on Pryor. Outmuscles her, misses, but able to get the putback to go. Rose McDonald left wide open for 3, and she is unable to get it to go. And the Suns have a chance to all but hold for the final shot. 1 second game clock, shot clock differential, but they'll go early. Monacana's 3 off to the left, and instead it will be Nottingham with the final shot of the quarter. And Simone Costa will check in for that possession. Shumper guarded by Carr. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Reverse it to Siobhan Pryor. Looking for Gaynor inside, knocked away by Miller. 1 second on the clock. Gaynor gets it up in time, but unable to get it to go. And that will end the first quarter here at the Nottingham Wildcats Arena. It's Nottingham Wildcats 14, Sevenoaks Suns 18. Welcome back to Nottingham, getting ready for the second quarter with the Suns leading by 4. Sevenoaks 4 of 10 from 3 in that opening quarter, only 2 of 5 from the interior, and a rare 6 turnovers for Len Bush's side, but Wildcats only been able to penalise that for 4 points. Nottingham 0 of 3 from downtown and really tried to push the ball inside the paint early on. Wildcats back with the starting 5, and Suns deep in the bench as Egberiva goes to work on Miller. A little bit too long, but gets her own rebound, finds Lundqvist, her short jump shot up, and also can't connect, so the Wildcats big struggling to finish, but getting looks they're gonna be happy with, and we'll see if the Suns can make them pay. Asher Andrews, University of Hawaii commit, and an offensive foul called as Monacana was open. Hayley Miller setting the screen to free it up, but was called for an illegal screen, and she will be replaced by Lavinia da Silva, the Portuguese international, having a strong season with the Suns, averaging 9 points and 9 rebounds a game. Shumper closely guarded by Carr, looking for options, has to put it on the floor. Going to get the ball screen. Sevenoaks being a little bit aggressive on Shumpert, trying to hard hedge everything. And Lundqvist in the short corner is going to back down Monicana, go to the fadeaway. Egbariva with the rebound, but unable to pull it down. She's looking for a foul, but referee happy with the amount of contact, and Suns will get the ball back. With both teams in a little bit of a scoring drought. De Silva looking to drive, has to kick it out. Garrido Perez. Freeman able to avoid the three on the closeout. Monicana now slips the screen. Carr tries to throw it over the top to De Silva on the front, and she shouts straight to Coach Len Bush on the sidelines, clearly unhappy with something. And Sevenoaks again, turnovers really mounting up, but question is, can the Wildcats capitalise? Egbariva on the block, working on Monicana, step through and is fouled. A little bit more patience, and it'll be Janice Monicana called for the foul. Her first of the afternoon, second team foul on the Suns in the quarter. And the German junior international on the line for two. Egbariva shooting just under 60% from the line in league play. Praise returned to the lineup, having missed some time post-Christmas in the WBBL Trophy Final, so making only a 6th league appearance of the season, but has got to line for 27 foul shots in that time, so averaging over 5 a game, but she's unable to make either, and this lead still stuck at 4 points. Monicana driving on Lundqvist, goes to the step through, but that layup unable to drop, and Shumpert's going to shoot the pull-up three in transition. Little long, but Egbariva with the rebound, and she is fouled by Kat Carr, and Egbariva back to the line. Coach Len Bush wanting over the back call, but don't think it was going to be there, and I think you'll see that if he was looking at the replay. And really emphasis on Sevenoaks to do a better job of putting bodies on the Wildcats bigs and keep them off the glass. As Egbariva this time managed to make one, but Wildcats will be relieved to keep the scoreboard ticking over. First points in 3.5 minutes of action, as Carr is found inside and able to get the layup to go. Pass nearly intercepted, but Janice Monicana squeezed it through, and Shumpert trying to push in transition, has to back it out, kicks it to Freeman. She's wide open on the weak side, and Tia Freeman gets the three to go. Freeman shooting nearly 35%. Egbariva switched on to Carr, looking for the high-low. Monicana inside. Referee's gonna call the foul on Moa Lundqvist. Janice Monicana maybe got away with a little walk there, as the ball was attempted to be tied up. But it'll be Monicana to the line for two. Monicana, 70% free throw shooter. Monacana splits the pair, so missed free throws a story for both sides early in this quarter as Costa decides against the three. Kat Carr digs in, knocks it loose, but Egbereeve with the ball on the floor. Referees happy not to call a foul. She finds Freeman, and Tia Freeman's fadeaway two is up and good. And Tia Freeman, already over her season, at a season average of 9 points, now comes away with the steal. Wildcats are 5-on-2. Shumpert wide open, reverse it to Freeman, and Nottingham unable to capitalise on that transition opportunity. Was briefly a 5-on-2, and Shumpert going to go to the pull-up, little long. Lundqvist this time able to pull down the rebound. She gets to the middle of the floor and is fouled. And Len Bush heading to the bench to look for reinforcements. That is the second personal on Janice Monacana, as Asher Andrews and Monacana will take a break. Renee Bush and Tiani Clark into the game. And the Wildcats back to the line yet again. And Mara Lundqvist able to make them both. And the Nottingham Wildcats on the back of a little run into the lead, winning this second quarter 8-3. 4 minutes in. Tiani Clark looking for the ball screen from Lavinia De Silva, trying to go to work, forced to pick up a dribble, finds Garrido Perez on the weak side, her free to beat the shot clock up, and Renee Bush will pull down the long rebound. Tiani Clark goes to the spin move, looking for the up and under, throws it off the backboard, trying to get it herself, which she pulls down, but then loses the handle. And the Sevenoaks Suns offense in this second quarter really struggling to create good looks. And must credit the Nottingham Wildcats D taking away most of the looks that the Suns have been trying to get, as Chelsea Shumpert takes her first breather of the afternoon. Freeman off the double screen, and Wildcats again trying to establish the post. Lundqvist flashes to the high post, and her foul line jump shot is good. So Mara Lundqvist up to 7 points personal, and Wildcats back into a 3-point lead, joint biggest of the afternoon. Renee Bush fakes the three, has to kick it out. Kat Carr thinks about it, decides against it. She'll find Garrido Perez on the skip pass, her three off, loose rebound. Olawain will come up with it, and she's going to be aggressive. Eurostep layup is good, and Mariam Olawain, the youngster, able to get it to go and forces coach Len Bush into his second timeout of the afternoon. And the Nottingham Wildcats into a 5-point lead halfway through this second quarter. Welcome back to the Nottingham Wildcats arena, where a 12-3 run to start this second quarter has the home side out into a 5-point lead. Sevenoaks keeping their starting five on the court. Wildcats with the four starters and Olawain after that lovely Eurostep layup. as Carr has to go to the little runner, leaves it again a little short, and it'll be Simone Costa to pull down her first rebound of the afternoon. And the Wildcats have a chance to make the first free possession lead of the entire game, as Freeman tried to find the ball inside, but Garrido Perez got her hands in the passing lane, able to come up with it. Just the fourth turnover of the afternoon for Nottingham, as Kat Carr gets on the baseline, stuck underneath the hoop, tries to find De Silva, and she's unable to connect with her teammate. And that'll be another Sevenoaks turnover, as Chelsea Shumpert's back in for Tia Freeman. Freeman 9 points on 4-4 shooting so far. As Simone Costa drives off the ball screen, able to get all the way to the hoop uncontested. And this lead is up to 7. Renee Bush though open off the double screen, and she is able to knock down the Suns' 5th triple, her 3rd of the afternoon. Renee Bush 3 of 5, and the Wildcats are going to have to slow it down as Simone Costa in the backcourt tying a shoelace, a 5 on 4. That's why Shumpert is trapped, and only now Simone Costa is going to join the action as a trailer, see if Suns can track her down. Renee Bush indeed gets to her, but it's Ola Wyatt, drives baseline, reverse layup short. And Egbariva called for the foul, going through the back of Kat Carr on the rebound. That'll be the Wildcats' second team foul of the quarter, first personal on Praise. And I know it was an emphasis that with Jasmine Joyner out the lineup, that it's going to be key for Egbariva to stay out of foul trouble, something she didn't do in the game at Caledonia. She had 4 fouls in the first 7 minutes of action up in Scotland. But the 1 foul so far will be no doubt a relief, as De Silva called for the moving screen. And Lavinia De Silva having, by her standards, a poor afternoon, yet to score, and now that's her 3rd turnover and first personal foul of the contest. As Wildcats again looking to work from this double screen, Shumpert gets all the way to the hoop, tries to kick it out, and Sun's able to come up with it. Renee Bush the one to finally get the touch, and Simone Costa trying to knock it away from behind, catches Bush on the arm. And Simone Costa with her first personal of the afternoon, and sensing Sevenoaks perhaps with a little bit of momentum, coach Kenrick Liebert will use a timeout with 2:51 left to go in this first quarter, first half. Nottingham 28, Sevenoaks 24. Welcome back to Nottingham, where we've got just under 3 minutes left of this first half, with the host leading 28-24 over the unbeaten Sevenoaks Suns. And after the foul, it'll be Sevenoaks ball on the sideline, 21 seconds on the shot clock, and we'll see what the message was in that timeout. Tiani Clark reversing to Carr. She's going to take the long 3 up and off, but Tiani Clark able to track down the rebound. It's her 3rd offensive rebound of the contest. She drives baseline on Rose McDonald, unable to get the layup to go, looking for the foul. And Shumpert out in transition, takes the contact from Renee Bush, but able to get it to go. Tough finish by Shumpert. And this lead for Nottingham back to 6 points. Shumpert struggling a little bit for efficiency so far, 3 of 9 from the floor, but Nottingham won't be too mad as Carr drives, and Moa Lundqvist late on the rotation and will be called for her second personal foul. 4th team foul for the Wildcats, so both teams shooting free throws in the final 2 minutes 10 of this first half. Kat Carr shooting 89% on the season from the line. Make that 90% now as she's 18 of 20, and coach Kenrick Liebert will make a couple of subs. Tia Freeman and Praise Egbariva back into the game, replacing Olawayan and Lundqvist. Lundqvist having just picked up that second personal foul. Nottingham again using this double ball screen above the 3-point line. Shumpert looking to attack and pick and roll. Is going to take the pull-up 3 and knocks it down. And the Nottingham Wildcats have their second triple of the afternoon. Chelsea Shumpert's first. And they continue to keep the Sevenoaks Suns at bay. Suns looking for the high-low as Carr able to find De Silva, and Chelsea Shumpert called for the foul, trying to rotate from the back. And it'll be Lavinia De Silva looking for her first points at the line for 2. De Silva unable to make them both, and Tiani Clark with the little reaching on Costa, and with the Suns in the penalty, it'll be Simone Costa heading to the line for 2 of her own. Nottingham's 7th and 8th free throws of this first half. That is the first personal foul on Tiani Clark. Unable to get the second, but Egbariva offensive rebound and lays it home. And Nottingham continuing to cause havoc on the offensive glass. The issue is they haven't really converted. That's their first points of second chance opportunities this afternoon. But is their 7th offensive rebound as De Silva able to go backdoor on Egbariva and lay it home. And cut the lead down to 8, final 65 seconds of this first half. Nottingham happy to run the shot clock down a little bit. Finally now get into a set. And Tiani Clark knocks it away from Chelsea Shumpert. And with 7 on the shot clock and 52 seconds left of the first half, Kenrick Liebert will use his second and final timeout. So Nottingham coming out of that timeout with 7 left on the shot clock. See Freeman to Costa. They were looking for Egbariva down low. Initially, Costa rejects the ball screen. Egbariva rolling to the rim and is fouled. Looked like Monacana and Bush both rotating. Not quite sure who the foul was called on. And it'll be Praise Egbariva back to line for 2. Foul was on Janice Monacana, so her 3rd of the afternoon. Able to make 1 of 2, and the lead for Nottingham into 9. Final 40 seconds, so both teams probably get 1 offence each unless Suns can get a quick shot. De Silva on Freeman, driving, takes the contact and lays it home. So Sevenoaks get the 2 for 1 and a 3-point play as Tia Freeman called for the push, her 2nd personal foul. And to avoid a potential 4th foul, it'll be Janice Monacana taking a break. And Irene Garrido-Perez will replace her as De Silva goes to line to complete the 3-point play, which she's able to do. Shumpert nearly loses the handle on the inbound, and Tiani Clark would have been there to take advantage of it. Shumpert rejects the ball screen, takes a step back jumper, a little short, and De Silva will pull down the rebound. And the Sevenoaks Suns will have a chance to get out of this half, perhaps in a 1-possession game, if they can make a 3, as Clark's going to drive on the baseline, lays it home, but leaves time on the clock. There's still 6 seconds, so it's plenty of time for Shumpert to see what she does. Going to put it up on the buzzer, off to the left, and Sevenoaks Suns close the first half on a 5-0 run and cut what at one point looked like to be a comfortable Nottingham lead that was as high as 10 in that 2nd quarter, down to 4. But the Wildcats still win that 2nd quarter 23-15, and will take a 4-point lead into the huddle. Just a quick look at the first half stats before we take a break. Chelsea Shumpert and Tia Freeman, the leading scorers for the Wildcats, both at 9 points apiece. Tia Freeman, perfect 4 of 4 on the day. And Praise Egbariva working on perhaps even a triple-double. 4 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists for the German junior international in that first half. As for the Suns, Renee Bush and Kat Carr, leading scorers, both on 9 points apiece. Renee Bush 3 of 5 from downtown for her 9 points, and Kat Carr again another all-around performance, 9 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and really the story for the Sevenoaks Suns, a team that only averaged 12.5 turnovers a game, committed 12 turnovers in that first half, and no doubt that'll be one of many points of emphasis for Coach Len Bush to adjust in the second half. But for now, we'll take a break and rejoin us in about 8 or 10 minutes time for second half action here from Nottingham. a 90% free throw shooter to the line. First personal foul, first team foul on Nottingham, and the second on Simone Costa. So Costa, one of 3 Wildcats players on 2 fouls. As for the Suns, they have Janice Monacana on 3 personal fouls, and Hayley Miller, the only other player with more than 1 foul. And we'll see what the Wildcats can do to stem this Sevenoaks run that's expanded over the quarter break after those free throws by by Carr. Shumpert, 6 on the shot clock, has to give it to Costa. She's still deep, trying to size up, and does not get anything up before the end of the shot clock. And Nottingham start the second half with a turnover, having just talked about how well they half. Garrido Perez to De Silva. The Suns again trying to look for the post. Carr hits the underside of the rim, and the rebound falls into Lavinia De Silva's hands, and Praise Egbariva will foul that and send Lavinia De Silva to the line. So Praise Egbariva joins 3 of the other Wildcat starters on 2 personal fouls, and clearly the adjustment from Sevenoaks at the moment is trying to feed Kat Carr in the post, looking at high-low options. And apparently we had a little bit of an audio issue, but you should be able to hear us now, and if not, you can't tell us because we've not got comments, so but I believe you should be able to hear us now, so apologies if you were lacking sound for a few minutes, as Sevenoaks have tied this game up at 37, so a 9-0 run over the last 1 minute 40 of action. And we'll see if the Wildcats can respond, as Costa gets all the way to the hoop, and Lavinia De Silva, late on the rotation, will be called for the foul, her second personal foul. And Simone Costa to the line for the second time this afternoon, having split her free throws in the first half. Costa a 66 and 2/3% free throw shooter. She's going to make 2 in every 3, and misses the first. But able to make the second, but she stepped on the line, so free throw waved off, and Nottingham again another scoreless possession. We'll see if Sevenoaks continue to look to feed Kat Carr in the post to start this third quarter. Clark off the ball screen. It's now De Silva fighting for the ball down low. She's double teamed, skips it to Garrido Perez. Bush puts the ball on the floor and unable to get it off before the shot clock expires. So a 24-second violation for the Sevenoaks Suns. Wildcats in the horns. Lundqvist trying to feed Egbariva down low, and she cannot corral the pass, and Nottingham with another turnover. And Wildcats now showing a full court press. Tiani Clark just about able to become free to lure it. Kat Carr coming into the backcourt to set a screen that Freeman narrowly avoids running into. And now Clark to Clark, backdoor layup, unable to go. And rebound tipped out to Tia Freeman. Freeman's 4th rebound of the game, as Egbariva working down low on De Silva has to kick it out. And referee Neil Wilkinson calls 3 in the key. And another Wildcats turnover to start this third quarter. That's 3 of the 4 Wildcat possessions with turnovers and obviously a missed pair of free throws. As Tiani Clark's going to drive in on Freeman, get the layup to go. And Sevenoaks, having trouble as many as 10, have taken a 2-point lead. Started this third quarter out on a 6-0 run, which, including the quarter breaks, is an 11-0 run. And Tiani Clark up to 4 points personal as Costa goes behind the back, finds Egbariva on the back door, cut, and Praise Egbariva lays it home for 2 and brings her tally to 6 points personal. And we're again tied at 39, 3 minutes gone. Kat Carr to De Silva down low, looking for the step through. Good defense by Egbariva. De Silva loses her footing and the handle, and it'll be Shumpert away in transition. A brief 4-on-4, and now back to 5-on-5 as Shumpert takes the pull-up 3, leaves it off to the right, and Renee Bush with the defensive board. And she will drive coast to coast past Freeman and lays it home. And Sevenoaks trying to establish a big lead but need more stops to do so. Freeman wide open off the screen. Offensive rebounds by Simone Costa, and she's able to lay it home. And the Wildcats with another offensive rebound. And this time able to capitalise as Bush open. Great assist by Kat Carr over her head. And Rennie Bush, 4th triple of the afternoon. As the Suns lead up to 3. Costa going to take the deep 3, unable to hit the rim, and it'll be rebound Tiani Clark. Suns out in transition. Garrido Perez Euro steps around Shumpert and is blocked out of bounds by Moa Lundqvist. And coach Kenrick Liebert will use this opportunity to make a pair of substitutions. Mariam Olawayan into the game, and for the first time this afternoon, wearing 14, Rebecca Giromo. Renee Bush off the out of bounds. Back out to Kat Carr, who receives the handoff. Suns again looking to feed the mid block. Clark working on Olawayan. Good defense by the youngster. And Clark even not able to connect on the rim. Giromo to Shumpert. Shumpert splits the hedge, tried to feed it inside to Egbariva, but can't handle it. Renee Bush away in transition. And Wildcats able to get back and match up briefly, but Garrido Perez now sneaks wide open. Her 3 up, a little long. Offensive rebound, Kat Carr. And Kat Carr forces up the second chance points and leaves it a little short. And Moa Lundqvist underneath, found by Shumpert, and Garrido Perez will foul the Swede. And Moa Lundqvist to the line for 2. And Janice Monacana on those 3 personal fouls, checking in for Garrido Perez. That was her first personal foul, second team foul of the quarter for the Suns. And Lundqvist splits the free throws, and Wildcats shooting from the line really still struggling. They're now 6 of 14, and it'll be Tia Freeman after what's only a 1 or 2 possession rest, checking back in for Egbariva. Clark forced to pick the ball up on the switch by Lundqvist. Good aggressive switch, and Carr's going to pull the deep 3. Contested rebound. Lundqvist comes down with it, rips it away from Lavinia De Silva, and Chelsea Shumpert out in transition. Is going to go all the way to the hoop, gets the contact, and she will be rewarded with free throws. Foul on 20. That is Tiani Clark, her second. And Chelsea Shumpert, for the first time this afternoon, will head to the line and have a chance to be the first Wildcats player into double digits. Shumpert, who shoots just over three free throw attempts a game and a 77% shooter, able to make the first and make the second. Will be tied once again, this time at 44, but the free throw rims out and De Silva able to track down the boards. The Suns done a much better job in the last few possessions of tidying up offensive rebounding opportunities. As Kat Carr back in the post again, blocked by Rebecca Duomo, but also a little bit of contact on the arm, and Kat Carr will go to line for 2. Sevenoaks now 11 of 14 from the line, and with this attempt both teams will be equal with 15 free throw attempts each. Indeed they are, but the difference is that Suns have 5 more points from the line and a 3-point lead, so Nottingham unable to capitalise on some things they'd like to, as Shumpert goes back door, thinks about the 3 but finds Lundqvist in the high post, guarded by De Silva. She spins to her left and gets the right-handed scoop to go, and Moa Lundqvist, the second Wildcat into double digits, now up to 11 points personal. And again, neither team really pulling away this afternoon, as Monacana was looking for the ball but knocked away by Duomo. Shumpert in transition gets the contact, good defense by Kat Carr, and Moa Lundqvist flying in for the rebound gets it knocked out of her hands, so it will be a Nottingham Wildcats ball. And Perez Egberiva back into the game, and it looks like she will take the inbound pass for the Wildcats. She replaces Rebecca Duomo as Egberiva tries to duck in. Olawai nearly throws it away. Kat Carr didn't know where the ball was. If she'd seen it, she would have got the steal. But instead it's with Shumpert, 6 on the shot clock, going to take the deep 3, a little short for Chelsea Shumpert, and the Wildcats offense really struggling in this third quarter, and the team now 2 of 10 from beyond the arc as well, as Bush tries to go back door. Carr can't find a passing lane to her, and it'll be Tiani Clark fouled by Olawayan with 6 left on the shot clock. Olawayan with the hand check, and that will put Nottingham onto 4 team fouls, and it'll be Olawayan taking a break with Simone Costa checking back in, and as for the Suns, Renee Bush will be replaced by Garrido Perez. De Silva able to eventually get the entry pass in for a second. It looked like the Suns were struggling, and the ball will handle with Kat Carr, 7 on the shot clock. Goes to the pull-up from the elbow, and Kat Carr able to knock it down, and she's up to 15 points personal all of a sudden on what feels like it's been a bit of a quiet afternoon. But Simone Costa will get all the way to the rim and missed the layup, but Egberiva able to pull down the rebound. Suns wanting a foul, and Shumpert will find Costa wide open, corner 3, a little short. And it'll be Tiani Clark to come away with it. Suns looking for the transition ball screen, but Clark has to back it out. Suns again looking for the post, that Monacana's going to shoot a long 2. Defensive rebound, Tia Freeman. And we'll see what the Wildcats can do. Shumpert are going to the hoop, layup a little long, and Wildcats are really struggling to score at the moment. but they are getting stops at the other end, so Suns really not pulling away. With a minute and a half left of this third quarter, Kat Carr, guarded by Freeman, thinks about the step back, is going to take the pull-up and gets the friendly roll. And Kat Carr really starting to dominate this game. 17 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. And Sevenoaks have their joint biggest lead of the whole afternoon at 5. And again, good defense. Schumpert splits the ball screen, going to go to the hoop. Again, misses the layup. Lundqvist able to kick it out. Schumpert's short jumper in and out. And De Silva pulls down the rebound. Her 8th of the afternoon. As Kat Carr pull up 3 in and out. Both teams just struggling to make shots. I think they could make. As Wildcats now throw the ball into the post. Egberiva working on De Silva. Spins back to her right and will be fouled. De Silva bringing her hands down. And praise Egberiva to the line for her 7th and 8th free throws of the afternoon. Referees now giving a warning to Lavinia De Silva, I believe. And with 32 seconds to go of this third quarter, both sides making a change. Olawayan and Bush into the game. And there you saw the warning by the referee for De Silva, so any more and it will be a technical foul. Egberiva again unable to get it to go, but Lundqvist tips the rebound out and it'll be Suns ball. Both teams will have time for one final offense of this third quarter, which has been dominated by the Suns, 17-9 so far. Wildcats showing the press and Suns able to get it in the hands of Tiani Clark. 10 on the shot clock. Clark working on Freeman. Tried to lose the ball screen. Clark pull up 3, doesn't hit. And a 24-second violation. And Nottingham will have 6 seconds left as Chelsea Schumpert checks back in. Sevenoaks showing a little bit of press, trying to make Schumpert's life hard. Lundqvist throws it over the top. Schumpert's going to have a load of time. Takes the pull-up 3. Rebound is contested by and pulled down by De Silva, and that will do it for the end of the third quarter. Sevenoaks win it 17-9 and will take a 4-point lead into the fourth quarter. welcome back to Nottingham, where Sevenoaks are out on the floor ready for the fourth quarter of what has been a really great WBBL game. Reminder that the Sevenoaks Suns, first of two games this weekend, will go to the London Lions in the top of the table clash on Sunday, but they will not be thinking about that right about now, as they're in a real battle with the Nottingham Wildcats. Suns having won the third quarter by 8 to take a 4-point lead into the final 10 minutes. And we'll see what Nottingham can come up with offensive issues really in the third quarter, as Shumpert tries to skip the ball but leaves it a little short, and Kat Carr will come up with her second steal of the afternoon. Carr working on Costa, looking for De Silva on the back door, and De Silva has it knocked away by Egberiva, and the ball comes back off De Silva, and that will be a turnover for the Suns, their 17th of the game. But Nottingham unable to really capitalise on the mistakes by the Suns, only 8 points off turnovers so far, as Monacana trying to deny Lundqvist. Lundqvist has to dive on the floor to get it. She finds Egberiva, and Nottingham have a 5-on-4. Egberiva finds Lundqvist. She is guarded by De Silva, has to kick it out. Shumpert, catch and shoot three, in, out, and eventually rolls out. And Chelsea Shumpert really struggling from the floor. 4 of 19, including 1 of 8 from 3 for the Wildcats leading scorer. She only has the 10 points so far, well below her season average of 21. As Monacana works on Lundqvist, and from basically behind the backboard gets it to go. Janice Monacana with a really tough look, and the Suns have their biggest lead of the game. And Praise Egberiva called for an offensive foul on the screen, a moving screen. Looks like Chelsea Shumpert has a problem with potentially her eye. She's gone straight over to the Wildcats physio to get it looked at. Looks like maybe a contact lens issue. And unfortunately for Shumpert, there's not a lot of physio, even as good as Aaron Wharton is, that can do a lot about a dodgy contact lens, as Chelsea Shumpert's going to go to the locker room, as Kat Carr turnaround jump shot just a little short, and the Suns unable to capitalise on all these stops they're making to really pull away. Costa has to force up the jump shot, and good defence by Kat Carr to wall up, and Costa leaves it short. And the Sevenoaks Suns get another stop. Janice Monacana driving in, tries to get back to left hand, hits the underside of the rim on the scoop. Good defense this time by Lundqvist. And she will swing the ball to Olawayan. Freeman off the top. Has to back it out and calls for the screen. 7 on the shot clock. Good jam by De Silva. Freeman has to throw it up. 2 on the shot clock. Can't connect. And Wildcats now more than 5 minutes without a field goal. Last scored at the 3:44 mark, as Bush pull-up jump shot a little short. And once again, this is really a defensive struggle, as Costa drives to the rim, can't get the transition layup to go. And Suns will have a 3-on-3. Kat Carr working on Freeman, that rolls it out to Renee Bush. She reverses the ball now, skip past Monacana, right wing, has to give it up. Now De Silva working down low on the post. Her layup a little short. She got good position on Egberiva but couldn't get it to go. And still we have just the 2 points in this final quarter. 3 minutes 20 now ticked off the clock. Lundqvist gonna shoot the jumper again. Nottingham can't make it, and Janice Monacana keeps the ball in. praise Egbereva. Looks like she's got a little bit of a dead leg. She's able to hobble back into the play. Bush now working on Olawayan. Goes to the turnaround and is called. Olawayan called for the pushing foul. Just taking Rene Bush's room away. And both teams making some subs. Egbereva, with what looks to be a dead leg, will limp off as Tia Freeman also takes a break. And as for the Suns, Janice Monacana will get a breather. Rene Bush yet to miss a free throw in the league this season. Able to make both, and the Sevenoaks lead up to 8. Olawayan in the corner. Lundqvist looked like she wasn't expecting it, but managed to keep the dribble. Now Costa, 8 on the shot clock, drives, kicks it out to Olawayan. She will re-drive, gets past Rene Bush, but Mariam Olawayan misses the layup, and there really feels like there's a lid on the basket for the Nottingham Wildcats. Yet to score in this fourth quarter, only 9 points total second half. And Kat Carr loses the handle. Schumpert dives on the floor. She is able to pick it up, and she will drive in on Rene Bush. Good defense by Bush, but Chelsea Schumpert able to get the layup to go. And finally, Nottingham have points on the board in this fourth quarter. De Silva reversing it to Bush. She spins. Rene Bush layup short, but it out by Lundqvist, and Olawayan will come up with it. Feeds it ahead to Schumpert. Pull up 3 deep from Schumpert, in and out. Rose McDonald a little bit too aggressive on the offensive glass, and the ball just dropped over her head, and Suns able to slow it up as Olawayan runs into the screen. Not called by her teammates, and Olawayan late, and Kat Carr able to go, and Rene Bush on the floor. I'm not quite sure what happened. Looks like she may be a little bit winded. She says she's okay. Didn't quite see what had happened. Maybe an off-ball collision. And coach Len Bush over to check on his daughter, who's up on her feet. And I'm not quite sure anyone really in the arena saw what happened, but Rene Bush will have to take a breather, and Janice Monacana back into the game. And it'll be Nottingham end-line ball after Kat Carr made the layup. And the Suns back out into an 8-point lead with 5 minutes left. Simone Costa de Silva, this time aggressive on the ball screen. And I think the referee was a little bit too close to see what happened. I think it came off Lundqvist's leg, but referee's given it to Nottingham ball, and Tia Freeman will check back in. Sevenoaks wanting a jump ball because the referee wasn't sure. The possession arrow would be with the Suns, I believe. But Nottingham will retain possession, 17 on the shot clock. Costa looking for the ball screen from Rose McDonald. Costa tries to split it. Monacana gets her hands on it. And this time we'll have a jump ball. And indeed the possession arrow is in favour of the Suns. And with 4:38 left in the game, coach Len Bush will use one of his 3 remaining timeouts. And we will take a quick break here from Nottingham and rejoin you shortly. welcome back to Nottingham as both teams just about to able to make their way out onto court with 4:38 left. And the story of this second half is really, this game has turned into which team can score. Sevenoaks just with the 6 points in this fourth quarter, but only given up the 2 and have extended this lead. And this 8-point lead is the highest the Suns have had it all game. Nottingham had a lead that was once 10 points and was still at 9 with a minute and a half left of the first half, but a big Sevenoaks run over the end of the second quarter and start of the third tied the game up, and the Suns have slowly pulled away as Nottingham offense has produced just 11 points this half. We'll see if Suns can indeed get the double-digit lead as they will have possession out of the timeout. Monacana in the high post. Carr thinks about the 3, gets Costa in the air, gives it to De Silva, and ball deflected out of bounds. 9 left on the shot clock for Sevenoaks. Garrido Perez back door wide open off the inbound play, and Nottingham thought miscommunication by the Wildcats gave Irene Garrido Perez a wide open layup, and this lead is now a double-digit lead. Garrido Perez 5 points personal. Lundqvist wide open, swings it to Costa. 8 now on the shot clock. Costa rejects the screen, goes all the way to the rim, and Simone Costa able to lay it home for her 9th point of the contest. Garrido Perez to Monacana. Carr 7 on the shot clock. Gonna drive, good defense by Costa, forces to pick a dribble up. Carr has to force something up, leaves it a little short. Credit to Costa for the defense, and Shumpert's away in transition, being aggressive, goes to the runner, and Chelsea Shumpert struggles from the floor, continues. She's 5 of 22, and Sevenoaks for once unable to capitalise on the fast break. The 2-on-1 dribbled away from Garrido Perez, but they will retain possession. Carr 6 on the shot clock, gonna drive, pull up jumper for Kat Carr off Monacana, big offensive rebound but turns it over, and Chelsea Shumpert out in transition, has to back it out. 3 Suns defenders in a way, but Shumpert rejects the screen, and foul called on the floor on Irene Garrido Perez. Her first team foul of the quarter for the Suns. And Nottingham will have the end line ball, 16 still on the shot clock, and it'll be Freeman for the inbound. Working it underneath, Egberiva unable to get it to go. Just a little short, and that's really been the story for Nottingham. Just everything seems a little short in the second half, and Sevenoaks have a chance again to extend the lead to double digits inside the final 2.5 minutes now. Monacana left open for the 3 and knocks it down. Nottingham going under the screen, and Janice Monacana with her second triple of the afternoon. Suns 7th as a team, as Shumpert again can't make the 3, and Sevenoaks will have a chance as Freeman knocks the ball away from Monacana on the drive. Costa got De Silva in front of in transition, gets the contact. Referees happy with De Silva's defense, and Simone Costa left on the floor and without points, and Sevenoaks now will probably bleed the clock out. In fact, we go quick. Monacana 3 up, Egberiva with the rebound, and Nottingham all of a sudden will have a 3-on-2. Shumpert drives past Clark, a layup can't go. Lundqvist and Carr fighting for the rebound, and Tiani Clark will have it in possession, and this game really drifting away from the Wildcats. But Shumpert strips it, and she will go home for the layup. Timeout, Len Bush. 85 seconds to go, and the Nottingham have cut this lead to 9, but maybe it's a little bit too little too late, as Praise Egberiva has to hobble off the floor. Not quite sure what happened. She did have a dead leg and came back, so I wonder if she has pick that up again. Reminder that the Sevenoaks Suns are in action in top of the table clash against the London Lions on Sunday from London, and we will be back here at the Nottingham Wildcats Arena on Wednesday afternoon, 4 o'clock tip-off. Nottingham Wildcats and the Manchester Met Mystics. Nottingham have won in Manchester 3 times this season, and it'll be the Manchester Met Mystics' first time on the road to the Wildcats. And also pleased to announce that we will have a guest commentator, and it will be Jasmine Joyner joining me for the call of that game on Wednesday. So make sure you come back to the Nottingham Wildcats YouTube channel on Wednesday afternoon for that WBBL clash. And it'll be Nottingham first out. And now the Suns heading back onto court as well. It'll be Monacana, De Silva, Carr, Clark and Garrido Perez for Sevenoaks. Olawayan, Schumpert, Costa, Freeman and Lundqvist for the Wildcats. So Nottingham going small and showing a full court press out the timeout. Suns taking it in the back court. Nottingham only the 2 team fouls, so if they do have to go to the foul game, a long way to go. Probably perhaps allows them to be a little bit more aggressive as well, as Monacana wide open on the pop, but the ball goes to Carr instead. 8 on the shot clock. Wildcats switch. Tiani Clark cuts back door and lays it home, and that might just be the bucket that seals it for the Suns. Tiani Clark up to 8 points personal, as Freeman drives and will go to the line. Foul on 22, that is Kat Carr, and Tia Freeman will shoot 2 free throws. First trip to the line this afternoon for Tia. And she's unable to get the first to go. But makes the second, but it's still a 4-possession game. Nottingham looking to trap. Be aggressive. Can't really let 24 seconds run off the clock if they want to win the game. But Nottingham not really rotating, and Tiani Clark and Kat Carr able to just pass it to each other. Now 9 on the clock. Monacana to Carr. She's wide open. Tries to feed it inside to De Silva, but turnover. Schumpert with the ball. And Schumpert fade away, unable to go. Rebound Tiani Clark, and looks like there's no differential between the shot and game clock. Long pass by the Suns. Garrido Perez tracks it down, and presumably Sevenoaks will dribble it out. In fact, they don't. Cart to Monacana, lays it home for 2. And Sevenoaks now into a 12-point lead. See if Nottingham just dribble it out. Indeed, they look like they will. And Sevenoaks with a dominant second half at the Nottingham Wildcats Arena, holding the host to just 16 points personal and scoring 32. And final score here, Nottingham 53, Sevenoaks 65. Stay with us and we will bring you post-game reaction from both sides in a 2 or 3 minutes time. Welcome back to the Nottingham Wildcats Arena. Final score, Nottingham 53, Sevenoaks Suns 65. Now joined by Sevenoaks coach Len Bush. Len, tale of two halves. First half, I could tell from the sideline you were disappointed with how you played, but you managed to get stops in the second half and eventually pull away.
We're always going to have to, we're always going to face these teams that have just tons of energy, and they can make their season by beating us, and they clearly out-hustled us in the first half. We weren't quite ready for it, and we were a little bit sloppy. And it's always dangerous to do that, but they knuckled down. We played some much better defense in the second half. So.
And then offensively, it was a little struggle really the whole game. I mean, first half you had 12 turnovers at half time, which is really uncharacteristic for your side. So what adjustments do you make on that end that allowed you to pull away?
Well, I think we realized that they were going to contest all the passes. They were going to be very aggressive, so we had to be a little bit more careful with the basketball. So I don't know how many we had in the second half. Wasn't perfect, but intensity was a lot better. And to their credit, our girls kept their composure, which we almost always do. I'm a little disappointed I didn't get a few more players in the game, but it was a different game than I expected. Nottingham played very big. They were very aggressive. Nothing that I saw in any of their previous games except against us. Credit to them, they made us work for everything we got.
And now it's obviously 9-0 in the league, a busy month ahead, but no doubt you'll be looking straight forward to Sunday, another game against the London Lions. Obviously it was a 3-point game last time. How important is it for you to carry momentum over and have a good start against a really dangerous Lions team?
Well, it's another game. We're aware of them and what they do, and we'll prepare the best we can. We've already started, and hopefully it'll be another good advertisement for the women's game. I would expect a lot of people to be watching.
Well, Len, thank you very much for your time and well done on the win.
Thanks, Michael.
And ever so shortly we'll just be waiting for reaction from Nottingham. And we're just waiting for Kenrick, and I believe we'll get Praise Egbariva with us as well. In fact, yeah, Praise is coming over with Kenrick, so we'll get reaction from the Nottingham camp. One at a time, I don't mind.
Hi.
Praise, obviously a little bit of a disappointing second half,
Yeah.
just kind of what went on in that second half that didn't allow the team to score and ultimately come to this 12-point loss.
Again, sorry.
What happened in the second half? What were some of the struggles the team encountered? Obviously, you played well first half, but then couldn't score in the second half.
Yeah, I think we just had to play more together and just finishing. That was kind of the problem as well. And I think for myself, being balanced and get the ball and just go to the rim, that was one thing. But I think we kind of did well defense in the half court, in the first half court. We just had to continue to the end. I think that was one of our really good defense just from the whole season right now. So I think yeah. I think it's just we have to communicate more, screen, talk more without each other. But I think we did a really good job talking together and doing huddles and all that stuff. Yeah. So.
And obviously for you, and a really expanded role now, you've lost Jazz for the season with her injury. Just talk about the growth for you and how you continue to develop, obviously because you've had time off as well, and now these games are starting to help you feel more comfortable.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not comfortable, but I try to give my best every time because I know I always think I'm playing for Jazz, I'm here, I'm playing for the team. I try to play for the team. I try to get the rebounds, just do what I can do well, and do everything to help the team out. And that's it. That's what I'm thinking. I'm just thinking positive all games, try to do my best. Yeah, that's all. The only thing I also wanted to say is my free throws. I gotta learn my free throws to be more relaxed and just put them in. That's it, really.
And obviously you're still young, you're still growing,
Yeah.
but how good is it for you to be able to go against fellow international bigs in the likes of Lavinia De Silva and keep learning and developing your own game?
Yeah, it's definitely a real, I experienced so much. I've learned a lot since I came here. Really, it's really an advantage to play against more experienced and older people, and I can give my all. It's really been a good experience. I learned a lot. this time I've been playing in this team. Yeah.
Well, I'll go let you get cooled down so you don't
Yeah.
get told off by your physio, and we'll see you on Wednesday for the Manchester Met Mystics.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
and hopefully we can get the attention of Kenrick to head over just to give us some post-game thoughts. So reminder, Nottingham back in action here on Wednesday against the Manchester Met Mystics. 4 p.m. tip-off for Nottingham. Obviously have completed the season sweep so far against the Mystics, but will not be an easy task the fourth time round. Kenrick, ready? And just had to drag Kenrick away from talking to his assistant Alex Haley. Kenrick, I'm sure you've got many emotions and thoughts going through your head. Was it a case of missed opportunities, do you feel like, this afternoon?
I mean, like I said to you before, we're just trying to figure stuff out, you know, trying to be a really good team during playoff time. So, I mean, yes, missed opportunities because we're right in the game and we had the opportunity. I think probably we, you know, maybe beyond expectation after losing Jazz for a lot of other people. But like I said to you, we have a lot in our locker. We were just disappointed during the late game that we couldn't put the ball in the hole, you know?
Yeah, and obviously second half you really struggled in both the third and the fourth quarter. What kind of changed with your offence or adjustments to Sevenoaks that you didn't manage to counteract so you could keep the scoreboard ticking over?
Yeah, I thought we did a good job of getting them in foul trouble by going inside. They started to collapse a little. We maybe could have moved it a little bit better out of that. And then we missed a lot of and-ones and we missed a lot of free throws. You miss 11 free throws in a 12-point game. You know, like, you know, you make 5 or 6 of that, you're 2 shots away from being a chance to win a basketball game, right? And I felt like for a long time in the game, that's right where we were. We were right there to win the basketball game. So again, not disappointed with our performance. Again, they're unbeaten in the league. We play them again in a couple of weeks. You know, we feel good about today. If we played like today every day moving forward, we know we're going to be pretty good come playoff time.
And obviously no game tomorrow, so you've got a couple of days to rest and recover. And then what do you expect from seeing the Manchester Met Mystics yet again?
Yeah, it's another battle. We played each other a lot of times, right? I'm sure they'll have something in the locker for us this time, but for us it's got to be about defense. You know, you saw when we played hard-nosed defense late in the first half today, this kind of defensive performance, holding them to 65 with a new look group, I think was quite a big thing.
Well, Kenrick, thank you very much for your time, and we'll see you on Wednesday.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
And that will conclude coverage here from Nottingham. Reminder, final score, Nottingham 53, Sevenoaks 65. Suns continue undefeated in the league and go to 9-0.